Hello everyone. In this presentation, we'll take a quick overview of the TPACK model, a framework for teacher knowledge required for effective technology integration. It was proposed by Mishra and Koehler out of Michigan State University in 2006. Teaching, as you know, is complicated. It is an ill-structured discipline that takes place in a dynamic environment that requires teachers to be flexible, versatile, and adaptable. Add technology to that mix, then it becomes even more complicated because technology is neither neutral nor unbiased. Additionally, technologies have their own affordances and constraints that make them more suitable for certain tasks than others. Mishra and Koehler, they cite an example of the email, for example. Using email to communicate affords or makes possible and supports asynchronous communication and easy storage of exchanges. Email, on the other hand, does not afford synchronous communication in the way that a phone call or a face-to-face conversation or instant messaging does. Nor does email afford the conveyance of subtleties of tone, intent, or mood that are possible with face-to-face communication. Understanding how these affordances and constraints of specific technologies influence teaching and learning requires a special set of knowledge and skills for teachers. Also, social and contextual factors complicate the relationship between teaching and technology. Social and institutional contexts are often unsupportive of teachers' efforts to integrate technology. Teachers may not have the adequate training needed to leverage technology effectively. And we know that there is no one best way to integrate technology. Teachers need to develop new ways to understand and accommodate the complex nature of technology integration. I've talked about the Swiss Army knife approach before. Teachers need to develop this temperament, a habit of mind, a level of expertise that comes with training and experience. Rather than being prescriptive, it is a type of critical thinking that helps you to organize your thoughts so you can make informed decisions about technology integration. In this presentation, I'll share with you the TPACK model that summarizes the knowledge and skill set required for effective technology integration. Now, good teaching consists of three types of knowledge and skill sets. Content knowledge, that is teachers' knowledge about the subject matter to be learned or taught. Pedagogical knowledge, teachers' deep knowledge about the best ways to teach. Technological knowledge, certain ways of thinking about and working with technology. Now, the TPACK framework looks at the relationships between these three components in specific contexts. In other words, a teacher capable of negotiating these relationships represents a form of expertise different from and greater than the knowledge of a disciplinary expert like a mathematician or a historian, a technology expert like a computer scientist, and a pedagogical expert like an experienced teacher. So in other words, a teacher capable of negotiating these relationships, they represent a level of expertise that is greater than the sum of its parts. And that is the TPACK model, which is greater than its parts. Let's look more closely at the three areas of interaction: pedagogical knowledge, technological content knowledge, and technological pedagogical knowledge that leads to TPACK, a gestalt effect, an effect that is greater than the sum of its parts. Now, pedagogical knowledge or pedagogical content knowledge is the notion of the transformation of the subject matter for teaching. This involves interpreting the subject matter to find multiple ways to represent it, adapting and tailoring it to alternative conceptions and to students' prior knowledge. It is an awareness of common misconceptions and making connections across the curriculum. Concepts such as content expertise, scaffolding, student-centered teaching, inclusive teaching, classroom management skills, and so on are all part of the pedagogical content knowledge. This knowledge gives the teacher the flexibility that comes from exploring alternative ways of looking at the same idea or problem, which, by the way, is an essential skill for effective teaching. Technological content knowledge is an understanding of the manner in which technology and content influence and constrain one another. The choice of technology can promote or limit the types of content ideas that can be taught. Likewise, certain content decisions can limit the types of technologies that can be used. Teachers need to master more than the subject matter that they teach. They must also have a deep understanding of the manner in which the subject matter can be changed by the application of particular technologies. Technological pedagogical knowledge is an understanding of how teaching and learning can change when particular technologies are used in specific ways. It is a deeper understanding of the constraints and affordances of technologies and the disciplinary context within which they function. It is the ability to look beyond the functional fixedness of the original intent of a technology and to repurpose it for customized pedagogical needs. Now, TPACK is an emergent form of knowledge that goes beyond all three core components, i.e., content, pedagogy, and technology. It is greater than the sum of its parts. Now, teachers must learn to flexibly navigate the spaces defined by these three elements and the complex interactions amongst them in specific contexts. Inability to do so will lead to oversimplified solutions or failure. The TPACK framework recommends teachers to develop fluency and cognitive flexibility, not just in each of the key domains, but also in the manner in which these domains and contextual parameters interact with each other. This is the kind of deep, flexible, pragmatic, and nuanced understanding of teaching with technology that is needed to construct effective learning experiences. Next presentation will focus on the SAMR and the RAT models. Thank you for watching and wishing you all the best.